Grab your spacesuit, your freeze-dried food, and strap in. It's only saying strap on. All right. Grab your spacesuit. All right. Grab your spacesuit, your freeze-dried food, and strap in, because today we will be discussing Bottle Rocket. This is SOS Cinema. I am Andrew Seelig.
I don't like you.
I'm confused with what that even means.
It's about a rocket. I don't know. I thought it would be a space movie at first, so I was like, oh, I'll write the intro to be a space.
Interesting. I'm Nicholas Pisconti.
Stephen Dwyer.
Yeah. All right. So it's a Wes Anderson, his first film, right?
Yeah,
I
feature
believe so. His
debut film.
directorial debut.
1996 it came. 96 it came
My
out,
bad.
and it's I guess a double C from Nick, right?
Double C. I mean, it's pretty good.
Cult
I enjoyed it
classic?
after
Cult
the second
classic?
time. Cult classic for sure. Definitely a double C rating from me.
Indianapolis cult
C-cup.
classic.
C cup for sure.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'd say that intro you just gave was just about as bizarre as the whole movie.
Around the C as well.
Around the sea.
let's see.
Yeah, like a C. C+.
I really liked it. I mean, I thought it was very similar to the Big Lebowski we watched a few episodes ago. Kind of bizarre, kind of random. Like the characters were kind of quirky, and the three Wilson brothers were in it.
Yep.
It was everything you expect from a Wes Anderson movie, but just less so because it was his first time doing it. You know, like like the same characters, the Wilson brothers, are in like every Wes Anderson movie,
Mm-hmm.
and just a lot, like you say, a lot of quirkiness, a lot of good music too.
We'll say that quirkiness that you get in a lot of his films too are filmed on a 33mm lens camera, and that's how he gets those like enchanted type scenes that look kind of like out of this world. It's pretty cool.
I love those.
Really? Can you explain that a little bit? Never heard of that before.
Yeah, so it's just like the camera style. So it's like the lens itself it's used. So like you know how like when he's filming, he kind of makes everything look almost like, yeah, I guess like enchanted is like a good word for it. But each scene kind of seems like not real. If that makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah, it kind of seems like a dream.
Yeah, it's like a dream sequence. That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it. But that's from the camera style.
Okay.
Or camera that he's using during the filming, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. You go on a lot of crazy hijinks. Like, kind of similar to Mr. Only other Wes Anderson film I've seen was the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta do that in the future.
Oh, we will for sure. But in the Fantastic Mr. Fox, they go on these like crazy like schemes and like that make no sense, or they're just
Right.
very hard to understand, very complicated. And as Digman was explaining his like, was it a 15-year plan?
Yeah.
How to be like successful.
That was such a Wes Anderson thing too, showing his like writings in the Notebook.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Was it
think
a 50-year plan or 15?
it might have been 50. I think
He had multiple plans.
Yeah, yeah.
Ranging into the 21st century.
Yep.
and like he escaped Anthony. Oh, Digman helped Anthony escape from the insane asylum,
Right.
even though it was
It was
not held
it was
against
a
his will.
hospital, like a voluntary
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
hospital that he could
He's
check
like, can you just
out
like
of.
please like make it
go
look
on
like
with
I
it.
escaped? So
Yeah.
just give it to him. Come on.
Really, throughout the movie, you wonder like who should really have been in that hospital.
Yeah,
Like,
Anthony seemed pretty chill.
Digman's pretty out there
Right.
in terms of his mental.
Doesn't Dignan say at the end that he started off though in the mental hospital and ends in the jail cell?
Nah, I was
Or
saying
is
that
that Anthony
Anthony,
that says
you
that?
started off in the mental hospital. Now I'm in the jail cell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not true though, because Anthony doesn't end up in jail.
No. He said that Anthony started off in the mental hospital and
Oh,
Digman in
yeah,
jail.
Yeah. Okay.
Another similarity between The Big Lebowski and Bottle Rocket that I noticed was they kind of had their own Donnie in the character Bob.
Yeah, exactly. They did. That's so true.
They use his car. They go to his house, but they really just shit on Bob most of the time. Don't respect him. And then, actually, we'll get to that later. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Bob. I kind of liked him.
I liked when they're at the motel and Digman notices that Bob left. He goes, "Dude," no, he goes, "Bob's gone. He stole his car."
He stole his car.
Yeah.
Also,
so-
that whole motel scene is kind of funny because that takes up like half of the movie, and has nothing to do with the main plot. They just like went on a tangent
Well,
for
what's the main plot?
the heist towards the end, I guess.
That I don't even know if they that's the heist they were planning the whole time, or if that's just what kind of ended up happening.
Okay,
you feel?
No, I can see that
like
too.
Dignan thinks that he's like gonna meet up with this guy, Mr. Henry. And he's like, yeah, like it's gonna be big time.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you find out halfway through that Mr. Henry was just the owner of the landscaping company that they used to work for.
Yeah, but don't they eventually go on the heist with Mr. Henry?
Yeah, so eventually you find out Mr. Henry is actually like some kind of boss, but then he just scams like Dignan, Bob, and Anthony and sends them out on this heist while he goes and robs Bob's house.
that was really clever.
That was the greatest thing.
Who's the guy who... Kumar.
He was supposed to break the law.
He was, I just lost my touch. Like, you never had your touch. He's just sitting there on the couch, not even trying. I just lost my touch.
Like, literally going into the job, you could tell this man was rattled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just starting to get the sweats.
I love it during the last heist, too, when Bob is like, I'm lonely down here. I need to come up. And he comes up the elevator. He's like, no one's watching us down there.
I don't really want to do this heist right now.
Yeah, everything just goes to shit.
Yeah. Also,
put your
Dignan
mask on.
could have gotten away so
face.
easily. Like, Dignan could have got away so easily at the end, and then he's like, no, I need to follow this through. He runs back into the building during the police chase. That was just kind of funny. He could have easily got away.
That's one of the things, though, I thought, not to jump too ahead, but I liked how he got his goal of, he just wanted to be a criminal.
Right.
It was kind of lighthearted. It wasn't, like, dark too much. It was, you just want to be a criminal, wanted to, like,
in charge.
Yeah, I want to be in charge. Wanted to do, like, be like a movie kind of bank robber or something. And I think he just wanted to follow through with it. And at the end, the last scene of the movie, we're kind of really jumping ahead, but this movie is just so bizarre. It's not like that well of a standard plot.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, as he's walking back into the prison with his chains on his feet, he looks back and they play like a song. It's kind of a Western theme, like old style Western theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of thought that he kind of saw himself as like a bandit and he kind of accomplished his dream. That's how I interpreted it a little bit.
It's kind of funny too. Anthony during the hospital scene, going back to the beginning, the doctor's like, don't need to please everyone to be happy. And the doctor says to him to not do that because he's going to end up, it's not going to help him in the long run. It's kind of funny that he still goes on this journey with Dignan, even though multiple times throughout the journey, he can see that him trying to please Dignan is hurting himself with Inez.
Even Anthony's like 11-year-old sister realizes that this man is not like the best influence on his life. She's like, I love Dignan, but he's a liar.
Right.
And the Anthony's just like, what? You don't know what you're talking about. But like he still talks about her like he's an adult, like she's an adult almost. It's really funny. She's just so mature.
More mature than him. I think that's like, it's kind of like Step Brothers vibes in a way when they're older, but they're like still like kids.
And also wicked funny that it's Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson, but they don't play each other's brothers.
Right. Yeah, they have his other brother. I think Andrew Wilson. He plays one of Bob's brothers.
He plays Bob's brother.
He plays Future Man.
Wow, that's another Wilson brother?
Yeah.
I knew there was a third. I didn't know that was him.
It's kind of funny, too, that he's, like, not really a relevant character, but kind of...
Yeah, he doesn't get much screen time.
I wasn't
the least
sure
famous.
Which one it was, which of the brothers it was, but I knew he was one of the brothers.
Was it, like, Bob's brother that beats his ass?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of funny at the beginning, too, when they rob Anthony's house. And
I knew that was Anthony's house.
Yeah, and the first heist to see if he's back is to steal something from his parents. Like, that's kind of funny.
Just to practice, right?
Yeah, the practice run.
Also, the bookstore heist.
Oh, that was hysterical.
It was so funny. He's like, "Hey, can you just like let me in?" He's like wearing a hat, looks like a robber.
Yeah.
Hey, can you just let me in? I left my jacket in there.
What if that tape on your nose? Foreshadowing.
He's like, "How about
he does cut his nose?"
Does
he? Interesting. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, just come in here and stand inside here, okay?" Opens the door, comes in,
pulls the gun.
Yeah, steals like $500 at most.
Yeah, and then when they have the two guys in the back room, and Anthony goes to get the other guy, and he goes to him, he's like, "Robbie,
yeah,
hey, you're supposed to be in classical, not studies." He's like, "Oh, there was nothing left over there to do." He's like, "Oh, well, they need you in the back office."
Yeah. Also, it's kind of funny too.
It was such like a polite and casual robbery.
Well, I mean, the whole robbery thing was a joke too, because it's funny how Robbie in the back is laughing at the end too. Like you see him like literally in the office smiling, which is kind of funny. So,
Robbie.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Do you have any bigger bags? I'll fine. Just use a lot of them. It's okay.
So yeah, the exposition of the movie is pretty all over the place. You get Anthony getting out of the hospital, them going to the heist, them. What else even happens in the beginning of the movie?
They visit the sister at school.
Yep.
They rob their Anthony's parents' house. Then they go pick up Bob, right?
Yes.
And honestly, Bob just isn't the whole reason Bob's in there is because Bob's like, "Come on, guys, I just want to be a part of one." And he's like, "I'm the only one that has a car and can drive anyway, so I kind of have to be a part of it."
It's true that Dignan does not want him in the crew, but he's like, "Well, you know, man, like I just want to be like you said, I just want to be a part of this." I'm the only one with the car. He's like, "All right." See, you struck me there.
It's wild too that Dignan the whole time thinks that he's like the coolest one, thinks that Bob's like kind of like a loser. And Bob honestly I think feels that way too because his brother's pushing him down the whole time.
But man, Bob's pretty cool.
Bob's pretty cool. He doesn't need to be doing that. He's also like the most well off out of all of them in the bunch.
Got a nice
Man
house
did not
at the
need
beginning
to do
of this
that.
until he gets
Pool.
robbed.
At the
by-
beginning,
until
at the
he gets
beginning,
robbed.
not at the end. At the end,
Yeah.
Bob's in the tough place.
Yeah, Bob probably has
but
the
not
least to
mentally.
gain from this and loses the most out of
At
it.
the end, though, like he may have lost his material possessions, but his brother he's like, you know,
I think that was a joke. Like,
I think you're down.
even
and
though
I-
you're a
I know
fuck up, you're still my
even though
brother.
You're a fuck up. You're still my brother.
I feel like this movie kind of is about like kind of three losers. I felt like who kind of dream big, and I kind of thought all three. I thought Anthony got his goal. He got his girl. Good for him. Inez, very pretty. I thought.
Also, that was
Very.
hysterical when Dignan's like, "Yeah, it's so weird. The translator said he loved you."
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Rocky just comes downstairs. I love you.
He's like, "Okay."
Digman's ending was kind of bittersweet. I thought he kind of accomplished his goal of doing a heist, even though it wasn't successful. But he got to be a criminal like he wanted to. I feel like.
Right.
Oh,
And Bob really just didn't learn anything. He just lost all his stuff. And
I mean, I think Bob learned to like stick up for himself a little bit because Mr. Henry at the dinner scene in the country club goes up to his brother and kind of rips him a new
little
one.
bit, and then a little bit. But what's his name, Mr.
Henry.
Mr. Henry, like kind of screwed him over. So I don't know if he really
Very
took that
true.
lesson that far. And I feel like he was kind of like punching bag the movie. Didn't really gain much. I thought his brother complimented him, but he lost like $30,000 worth of furniture, which sucks.
and
For
his
sure.
weed farm.
Yeah,
And his
he
weed
was
farm,
bugging
yeah.
out about that one weed plant.
So then they go on a road trip. Or what brings them to the motel?
Trying to escape. They're
where
trying to
he
hide
meets
away.
Inez.
Yeah, they're losing the heat from the bookstore heist.
Oh, true.
Yeah. And
So-
Time does pay. We'll get the best room.
So then Anthony just sees this cleaning lady who's walking barefoot for some reason
Yep.
and immediately falls in love with her. He's
Love
like,
at first sight.
Love at first sight. And then he follows her. Here he finds her and he literally follows her around all day while she does her job.
Yep.
Helps her do her job, like cleaning people's motel rooms.
Oh.
I don't know how. I feel like it was a pretty nice romantic gesture, but at the same
It's
time,
kind of creepy. It's like this man just met her and he's following her around.
it could be like pretty perceived as pretty threatening almost.
I don't
Yeah.
know. She
But no,
she was having a good time with it, and like,
Yeah.
she was not giving him like any signals that I think wasn't that creepy.
Right.
Pretty early on, she clearly like
She liked him. It was pretty obvious.
It's kind of funny for my class
just whack.
that I'm
Sorry,
taking this
yeah.
summer. I had to do a project on how music affects movies, and I chose this movie to do for it. And if you take that scene and don't play the music during that scene and turn off like the sound and watch it through, it has such a different connotation. It gets like so creepy just because it's just like this dude following this
Yeah,
cleaning lady around and like just like stalking her around. It's pretty wild.
that's kind of similar. Have anyone seen Friends without the laugh track? Like
Yes.
Ross is just like a sociopath.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very similar to that.
for sure. Also, kind of wild that they spent all their heist money on the motel. I'm pretty sure, or most of it.
Yeah, because they were there for so long.
Also, Anthony gave Inez like $500.
Oh yeah, he does give her a
So
big amount of
That kind
money.
of just shows you could buy love if you really want to.
True.
She didn't say she loved him until I think she found out that he gave her $500. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this guy's loaded.
I think so too.
And then who's the translator?
Rocky.
Yeah, then Rocky translated, but
He
Yeah,
doesn't
so-
clarify that he's
Yeah.
translating
I
for
love you.
someone else. He just says,
I love you.
tell
Tell
Anthony
Anthony